Cherry
Yeah.
Lane, that okay, my subscribers will kill me if I don't ask you this. One of my bad tab books that I did was for Injustice for All by Metallica. And a lot of people were talking about they would bring up your name and they're like, "Wow, I think you really dropped the ball on this book."
I
And I'm
didn't do
like,
that.
if yeah, I know. I said, you know what? I basically defended you in the comments. I'm like, you know what? There's an introduction by him. He didn't
Right,
transcribe
that's what,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
I,
just
I didn't, I never saw even the transcriptions. They just, at that point, I was writing introductions for bands that were signed to Cherry Lane.
oh, gotcha.
And the way that there's a fellow in there, a company called Mike Lefferts, who was the head guy in charge of sort of putting projects together that had to do with print.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, after I did Van Halen and after I did Michael Schenker and Randy Rhoads, he said, just have him write a bunch of stuff and just so you can put his name on the cover.
Yeah, exactly. So,
So I did a bunch of those, Faith No More, and like a ton of them. Just they had a ton of bands that they came. It was Guns N' Roses.
that's right. I remember that
Yeah,
one too. Yeah.
the transcribing that was done by another transcriber, because at
So,
that point they couldn't. I couldn't do every book. I mean, there were
right.
just so many.
So much coming out at the time. So, was it kind of weird to, your name carried so much weight back, in the transcribe world? Was it weird to have your name on the front when you weren't sure about the quality of the transcriptions, or was that just out of your hands? You couldn't worry about that?
I couldn't worry about that. A lot of those intros were even articles I had written for Guitar for the Practicing Musician.
Gotcha.
Like the one for Guns N' Roses. That was for Guitar for the Practicing Musician, and I think so was Injustice for All.
Okay.
They took that and they said this will make that book even hipper. So let's just do that.
It's become one of the most notorious tab books of all time, actually.
Yeah,
My
sorry
video.
they at the time they didn't have me do those books. They were trying to get me to do other stuff, other projects. So the Van Halen catalog was big for them. So my whole
Yeah.
thing was if I could do Van Halen, I'd be happy.